Hey there, my lovelies on Instagram. I know we're a smidge late. Sorry, little technical thing happening back here, backstage as we're getting ready for you. And hello there, my gorgeous peeps on Facebook. I know we're a smidge late. Little technical thing happening. Always makes it interesting and fun. Guys, it's so good to be here with you. I'm Donna Hoffman. They call me the Interior Design Advocate. Thank you for all the waves. Thank you for all the hellos. I'm here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, and I've been called one of the leading coaches in interior design in the United States. And I do that through my online courses for DIY design lovers, as well as my professional course support and coaching for design professionals, women and men who want to take their businesses to the next level. And when I'm not coaching and teaching, I run a luxury interior design company. I'm grateful that we have the successful and growing company that we do. We've garnered some wonderful awards. You see a couple of them perhaps back there behind me. And I just have an amazing team. I'm so grateful for them. And every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, I love to come out here and teach you a lesson on something. And we initially were doing lessons just for DIY design lovers. And then our professionals were like, hey, what about us? You love us too, don't you? And what mother can pick favorites? I cannot possibly. So today we are going to be adding something in for our design professionals, whether you have a business you've already started or whether or not you are thinking of starting an interior design business. And if you want to reach great heights and great success and love what you're doing, every minute of it, you are going to enjoy what I'm going to reveal to you in today's Facebook Live. I'm going to be talking, and Instagram Live, I'm talking to you about marketing versus networking and the three biggest mistakes that interior designers, who by nature are creatives and sensitives, three biggest mistakes that you make. All right, so let's define some terms. Marketing versus networking. Well, it's really kind of a trick title because your marketing efforts are the sum total of all of the efforts that you do that lead traffic to your company to fill your pipeline. All of the efforts, sum total. It's whether you're on social media, whether you're blogging, including your networking, right? Networking is an arm of your marketing. It's not an either or. So if you've thought of it as a separate arm, it's not. Any activity that you do that's geared toward filling your pipeline is technically part of your marketing efforts. And in truth, when you run an interior design company, you don't design for a living, you sell design for a living, and your marketing efforts, to include your networking efforts, mission critical. So if we were to just sort of lump all of your marketing efforts into a basket and pull out networking, what's the difference between everything else you're doing? Social media, which can be Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, did I say Instagram? Blogging, if you do a newsletter, all of those things are part of your marketing. Network is too, networking. But if we pull networking out, the difference between networking and all those other things are high effort, low touch. You are not really doing superbly one-on-one contact with your peeps that you're talking to. Might have a couple of DMs here and there, absolutely. A couple of contacts on your LinkedIn, absolutely. But networking is high effort, high touch. High effort, high touch. I think networking in many ways is higher effort than your other marketing elements all put together. Why is networking so important? Because all of your other marketing efforts, the ones that we left in that big basket together, you're putting out a more general contact message to a more general receptive audience. With networking, you are one-on-one with somebody who can clearly move the needle in terms of referring business to you. Alrighty? Now, for most interior designers who by nature are creatives and therefore sensitives, they make some big mistakes with networking, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because networking is so powerful in building and running a kick-butt design business. Now, when I talk about interior designers being creatives, you know what being a creative means, right? You're somebody who sees things that aren't there. In an interior, you can create beauty where there wasn't anything before. To be able to do that, most designers are also sensitives. You're a little more sensitive to the currents that are around you. Whether you're more of an HSP, highly sensitive person, whether you're more of an empath, doesn't matter. I'm going to use the word sensitive to mean you're that person who your self-image is, I'm a creative person. I'm not a numbers person, perhaps you might be thinking, not necessarily accurately about yourself, but you think I'm more the artist, I'm more of a creative person. Very easy too, if you are a creative and a sensitive, and most creatives are sensitives to a particular degree or on the spectrum. It's very easy to have a self-concept that also includes, I'm not like those other business people. There's them and then there's me, the creative. Wrong again, but that's another topic for another day. So let's talk about, though, your nature as a creative and as a sensitive and how you can easily get tripped up in your networking efforts. And let me tell you, if you make any one of the 3 big mistakes I'm going to reveal to you now, you will definitely negatively impact your success and your earnings, right? So what are those? Well, the biggest networking mistake that interior designers, creatives, and sensitives make is avoiding your networking. Yes, avoiding it, because it sounds too damn scary. Now, here's the thing. You can't avoid any piece of your marketing efforts, let alone your networking, because as a wonderful mentor of mine has said, the business you don't have today is because of the marketing and networking you didn't do yesterday. I'll say that again. The business you don't have today is because of the marketing and networking you didn't do yesterday. So marketing, networking, a constant priority for you. And because interior designers are sensitives, because you are creatives, it's very easy for your shy gene to suddenly come up. And who the heck feels like networking, right? It seems really scary. So that brings me to the next big mistake. You are networking in the wrong places. Now, how did I link from scary to networking in the wrong place? Well, they're kind of connected. Let me tell you something. Networking, especially when you're new at it, networking should feel scary. Absolutely. Your social media is not going to feel scary to you. Writing a blog isn't going to feel scary to you. Sending out something on Facebook or updating your LinkedIn, that's not going to feel scary to you. Networking is and should feel scary to you, especially when you're just getting your sea legs in it. You should be outside your comfort zone when you're networking. But the mistake that creatives and sensitives, these interior design yummies, which I am part of this troop with you by all means, the mistake that can easily be made is because you are feeling shy or afraid, you avoid it entirely. And then if you do it because you're feeling a little afraid, knees are knocking a little bit, you end up networking in the wrong places. If you are networking with people where it feels really easy to you, I bet you're networking in the wrong place. Networking with other interior designers may be a feel-good for you, and it may be a wonderful way to build a sense of community in your area where you practice, a great way to have resources that can be shared with other designers. But for the most part, other designers are not going to be a funnel to just send quality projects your way. All right. If you're, networking with your dry cleaner, they may be wonderful people, but are they rubbing elbows with the people that you want to be talking to and doing business with? It may be really easy for you when you're at your dry cleaners or at your florist to say, hey, by the way, this is what I'm doing, and here's going to leave some cards out. But is that going to be going to the right people? Let me take you out to lunch and tell you about what I'm doing. But are you talking to the right people? Are you talking about people who in their sphere are influencers that somebody might say, hey, do you know a great designer who does X, Y, or Z? So first mistake in networking that will cost you big time is avoiding networking entirely. Second one is networking with the wrong people because you're afraid to do it. So you are going the safe route, picking the people that you feel most comfortable with, easiest, You should be outside your comfort zone. You should be dealing with people who you think, good grief, are they going to want to talk to me? Holy cow. That's a bigger X, Y, or Z than what I'm used to. You should be pushing past your comfort zones in terms of who you network with. Architects, builders, I don't care who it is you put on your list, but these should be people that you think, this would be great if I could get a relationship going with them, but it gives me a little like in my stomach. Then you know this is somebody that you should be networking with, okay? Then the last mistake that is super big, that will cost you big time as well, is that when you are finally networking with the right people, because you've gotten your courage up, you are at this networking connection conversation that you're having, whether you're doing it over a cocktail, over coffee, over breakfast. I like coffee or cocktail because they have they're shorter, they have a finite beginning, middle, and end, and it's easier for people to work into their schedules. But the other mistake is that you are showing up to this networking event that you've put together one-on-one with someone else, and you're serving humble pie because you are a shy creative or sensitive. Now, I'm not a shy person, but when it comes to blowing my own horn, my shy gene takes off. Can I talk to just about anybody about just about anything? Yes. But at the beginning, when I was first starting to network, I was so tongue-tied, and I would get out there and serve humble pie. No, I want you to serve, instead of humble pie, I want you to serve humility-based, outstanding excellence pie. All right? Not humble pie. Oh, gee whiz, I can't talk about that. I'll sound like I'm bragging. And instead, you own your mastery, you own your authority, you own your excellence, and you speak from that. But you do it with graciousness and a quiet humility. Yes. All right? So I'm hoping that now that we've kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and shown the light on the common mistakes and trepidations that interior designers, creatives, and sensitives have when it comes to networking, I'm hoping you can give yourself permission to look at networking in a different way, to know there's nothing wrong with you. If you've been feeling any of the things that I've been feeling, and give me a wave, a hands up, or a comment if you can relate to what I've been sharing with you, and if this is helping. But now you know that you're not alone, and you can definitely rise above this, definitely. In fact, I know how excellent you can be, and I know as well that as a designer, a creative, a sensitive, it's very easy to look at your nature and think, oh, that business success, that's for somebody else, and I'm here to tell you no. When you learn to lean into your strengths as a creative, as a sensitive, oh my gosh, will your business completely change for you, your experience in your business and your success as well. So here's what I'd love to tell you. Number one, if you want more support from me, I want to invite you to get your hands on my free Successful Design Biz Checklist. It's awesome. It's chock full. It's 11 pages, just brimming with juicy goodness that you definitely want to get your hands on. If you are in business 8 years or less, or you're thinking of starting a business, definitely want to get your hands on this. Not only will you have this chock full of juicy goodness and actionable strategy to use in your business as you're looking at this, what you need to check off in these boxes to make sure you are putting a good foundation around your business, but you'll also get onto my mailing list so you can get free support from me in your email inbox every month. I'll be adding more support to you, and if you're on that mailing list, that email list, you will be one of the first people to hear about the brand new Successful Design Business program that we are launching in just a couple of months. And let me tell you something, if you're an interior designer, a creative, or a sensitive, and you are thinking of launching your own design business, or you have launched it and things just aren't flowing the way you wish they did, your earnings aren't where you wish they were, your confidence is in the toilet, or it's not on the mountaintop, you definitely want to take a look at this program we'll be launching. So that's what I have for you today. Next, and if you have a question about networking, please feel free to type it in now. Happy to take it. And I just want to let you know what we're talking about next time before I look at comments. Next time we're talking about when to fire your subcontractor and how. Yikes, a little sticky, a little bit of a sticky thing. So we'll bring our chocolate to this one to make it a little less sour. When to fire your subcontractor and how. And this is a topic that you will have meaty takeaway from, whether you are a design lover working on your own or whether you are an interior design professional and you need to do something on behalf of a client. Okay. Yeah, I know, uncomfortable topic, but girlfriend, you're up to it, and I'm all about making you stronger. So let's see who's here. If anybody's got questions, if not, we will wrap it up and end early and on time. Okay. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm getting hellos from people. Hello. Okay. So Sherry's all on board with everything I'm saying. Okay. Sherry is saying, can you give an example of a conversation that uses humility? Yes, absolutely. Okay. So let's say that you are networking with a builder. Rather than making it a conversation about me, myself, and I, the first thing you want to do, of course, is learn more about what that builder is doing in terms of what is their ideal client. You definitely want to be familiar with their work, and you want to know that you love their work, admire their work, so you can speak to some of the work on their portfolio, etc., and pick out some things. So, I really want to let you know I love that kitchen where you did tell me more about what you look for in an ideal, client, so that I know if I can bring people to you. And then, then you want to segue into, well, let me tell you a little bit about how we can help you and your clients. I didn't say, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Let me tell you about the 14 awards you see back there. Let me tell you a little bit about what it is we do, how we do it, and how we can hopefully be a really viable resource to make your life easier as a builder, as well as really make your clients' lives easier. And then you use words like gratitude and grateful. I'm grateful to have been in this business for X number of years, and I'm grateful for the team I have and the awards that we've garnered. And this is how we did it, And then you start to talk about what your strengths are as a company, as opposed to, hey, baby, I've got projects going on in California. I got a couple things up in New York. And, I just took 9 more awards. Now, all of that may be true of my company right now, but I wouldn't say it in that way. I would say it the other way I just shared with you. So you use words like grateful. You use words like gracious, blessed to be, feeling, so humbled by the fact that I have this business that I love running and that we've experienced the kind of success that we have because of the kind of partnerships we've made, because we love to be of service to our partners, like you, like a builder, Does that make sense to you, Sherry? Give me a follow-up, in the question box if it doesn't. If you want me to, if I haven't made the light bulb go off yet. It's a little adjustment in the kind of language that you use. Thank you. It's a little adjustment in your attitude, but you're still coming from a point of excellence. But you're coming from a point of quiet strength as opposed to braggadocious, putting the lampshade on your head. It's all about me. Hey, take a seat. Let me tell you how fabulous I am. Does that make sense? Make it about the other guy, and you bring in your gracious humility with high octane excellence. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay, so Tracy T Gray on 243 is saying that she needs next week's topic 3 years ago. Listen, I have to tell you, as an interior design professional, I have had to hire subcontractors for clients, and I have had to fire them, and it is not pleasant. It is not easy. Especially if you're a super weeper like I am, if you're a creative, a sensitive. I am an empath. I'm kind of at the extreme end of sensitivity. You kind of feel what everybody else is in the room is feeling. Not easy to do, but we'll talk about that next week. When to do it, how you need to do it, when to do it, where to do it, and how to do it. So there it is. So I'm glad we're giving you that topic next week. Okay, so Sherry is saying, yes, the examples I just gave were perfect and totally helped her. Listen, learning how to talk to clients as a design professional can be as challenging as learning how to speak to people you're networking with. Networking should make you uncomfortable if you know you're doing it right, if you're a little uncomfortable doing it, if you kind of dread picking up the phone, sending out that first email. In the program we're going to be launching, I will be sharing with you all kinds of great hacks and tips and things you can do out in the trenches to make networking easier and to create some great networking opportunities for yourself as well. So get onto my mailing list, my email list, get my checklist, and make sure that you are one of the first to know when we launch our amazing new program. So there it is. All right, peeps, listen, I've got some calls I still need to make and some preparation for a meeting I've got tomorrow. So I'm going to scooch out of here. It looks like I've handled everybody's questions, which is great. And I will see you next week for when to fire your subcontractor and how. And this is not about bashing subcontractors. I love my talented subcontractors. They do things I can't do, that you can't do, and that you can't do. We love our subcontractors, but once in a while something goes off the rails, something goes off the tracks, and sometimes unbeknownst to you, you have not hired the best subcontractor for the job, or your client hasn't, and there are some problems that happen. So we're going to talk about that topic next week with the same grace and humility that we talk about everything here when we rip off the Band-Aid and shine some light on some things. I'm getting some hearts on that one too. All right, lovelies, I'll see you next week. It was great to see you. Mwah. You look fabulous. You look fabulous. And I'll see you next week, 4 p.m. Eastern Tuesday. Okay, bye-bye now. Hi, this is Donna. Thanks so much for watching. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and comment below so I know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the Interior Design Advocates channel so you don't miss any of our great content.